Nicolás Maduro condemning the deployment, calling it an illegal regime change attempt, while mobilizing 4.5 million militia members across the country. Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, is here to react. Maria, this is a very interesting time. Something is clearly on the horizon, about to happen. I spoke to a Venezuelan recently who said that the mood in Venezuela is one of silent euphoria. Explain.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. First and foremost, and on behalf of the Venezuelan people, I want to thank President Trump. I want to thank Vice President Vance, Secretary Rubio, and Secretary Hegseth, because finally we're seeing the right approach with courage and clarity towards a criminal enterprise that has taken over our country, our land, our resources, our institutions, destroying Venezuela, bringing misery to our people, and destabilizing the region in order to harm the United States of America. Venezuela has been turned into a safe haven of all criminal networks and the enemies of the Western Hemisphere. Venezuela has been turned into a satellite of the Iranian regime. And the Maduro regime has opened our land and our resources to the Chinese regime, to the Russian regime, and also to criminal terrorist organizations.
Yeah, well,
the time has come for change.
Maria, you mentioned the foreign influences coming, very bad influences in Venezuela right now. I spoke to a Venezuelan dissident yesterday. Here's what he told me about the Chinese influence in Venezuela.
I remember when I was there, I once went to a military outpost and I was embarrassed because I saw the Chinese flag waving in this military place. I saw a Chinese flag, I saw a Cuban flag, and an Iranian flag. That doesn't really make sense. So all of these countries are openly operating in Venezuela to harm American interests in the region. And it's such a good news that President Trump is finally taking notice and acting accordingly to stop this.
Maria?
Actually, for years, many Venezuelans have been denouncing and warning what was happening in Venezuela. Certainly, these regimes from out of our region, our continent, have been penetrating Venezuela in our military structures in order to create a real threat for the United States.
Yeah. Well,
the time has come to dismantle this, finally.
Yeah, well, if there's Chinese flags flying on bases 90 miles off the coast of America, that's very serious information indeed. I saw a recent video of Nicolás Maduro. He sounds very paranoid. He sounds very scared. Are you worried? I mean, you're coming to us from a place in hiding. I'll be honest to our viewers. We couldn't get hold of you for a few minutes before this interview. And my heart sank because I thought maybe something had happened to you because you're in danger. How are you doing? How are you keeping yourself safe?
Well, I'm in hiding, as you say. We're all in danger in Venezuela, but I have trust. I really trust our people. Maduro is very concerned, and he should be, because over 90% of the Venezuelan people, we are cohesive and decided to move ahead. There are strong fractures among those that still, very few military top brasses still support Maduro, and they have to make a decision very soon because they just realized that President Trump is not joking. This is very serious. I mean, this is dismantling a criminal structure that uses Venezuela, as we have said before, yes, to channel tons of drugs that finally reach the United States. And we will turn Venezuela from the criminal hub of the Americas into the energy hub of the Americas, the strongest ally in security, in trade, in energy that the U.S. will ever have in Latin America. And this will be huge in terms of the legacy, because once Maduro is out, the Cuban regime will fall as well, and Nicaragua will be free as well. And for the first time in history, we will have the Americas free of communism and dictatorship.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think if President Trump cleans up the Western Hemisphere, we had a senator from Mexico saying They're unhappy over there with the narco state that they're living under. If we can get rid of the cartels and the Chinese, I think this will be President Trump's greatest foreign policy victory. So, Maria Corina Machado, the bravest woman in Latin America, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's an honor.
Thank you. Thank you to you, Rachel. And Venezuela will be free.
Maria Bartiromo joins us.